Hey guys, I want to share some ideas for comping and voicings, because a lot of people want to do jazz voicings. And if you've been working through any of my material, whether in my books, in the Guitar Licks books, or just any material of mine on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube, or if you've been studying with me and you're just looking for more material, because that's what a lot of my students do. A lot of my private students actually just check out every single video I have on Facebook and YouTube, because I just share a lot of stuff, and you know, if you guys find benefit from it, practice it, use it. So let me show you guys some comping ideas, voicing ideas for a 251 in the key of D. So a standard 251 in D is E-7, A7, Dmaj7. But to make it more interesting, you can do something that one of my teachers, John Damien, did, which is you kind of embellish it. So instead of just E-7, you can have a suspension going to the 11, and instead of just the A7, you go from the 10, 13 to 5. Sorry if I'm out of tune, but you know, you get the idea. 10, then Dmaj7 from below. So you could do. That's one way. Now if I did it in time, and a way to get back into the E minor is usually play B7, in this case B7 sharp 5 or augmented. That's quite nice as well, so you could do. I'll do that, which is adding a flat 9. So from B7, I'll play D sharp diminished 7, F sharp diminished 7, A diminished 7, C diminished 7, which is all B7 flat 9 anyway. That's one way. Now, how do you make it more interesting than that? You can find a few different ways to do those approaches. So instead of, you can go from below, or I can go from here, and then instead of Dmaj7 E to F sharp, you can go from G to F sharp. So basically, we're kind of creating little melodies. You want to create little melodies that outline the chord progression instead of just simply playing the chords. So if you're thinking as a rhythm player, you might just play chord shape, chord shape, chord shape, chord shape. But if you're thinking as a comper, you're trying to create a melodic line on top that flows. And this is really important, because these kind of comping ideas, voicing ideas, can actually be used for creating lines and creating melodies when you improvise. For example, the first phrase that I did, this one, could be that, and here could be, and then here. So it could be. Timing's a bit off, but that's kind of the idea of it. So one of the biggest lessons I think I learned from many of my teachers is the whole idea of when you're doing chord voicings, comping, accompaniment, and when you're doing lines, it's the same thing really. It's just that one is harmonically driven, meaning like you're implying the harmony all at once, and the other one you're playing them as melodies. So it's really important to realize that these things are connected, and instead of thinking of them as separate things, when you start thinking of them as one thing together, your playing starts to develop a lot. And I think this is really important if you're into jazz or into any kind of contemporary music where it's harmonically driven. So you gotta learn the harmony, you gotta learn the voicings, you gotta learn the lines and the licks, which is why a lot of my recent studies and a lot of my recent work and practice and writing that a lot of my students go through with the books, the eBooks, are all lick driven, because it's all about creating the language, documenting the language, and learning how to speak instead of learning it in the abstract. So whenever you're not sure what to practice, look at a song that you like, and from that song figure out the chords, figure out the licks, figure out the scales, figure out the arpeggios, figure out the voicings, figure out everything, but use a song as the basis of it, and that will help you out a lot. So thanks so much for watching this video. Hope this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or reach out to me. And thanks again. See you in a future video.